It's a team that dared to go aggressive on day one that came out on top. So I want to see some of these teams that would usually play aggressive down the line start out that way, take those fights early like you would on a day 3, on day 1, because teams won't be expecting it.
I'd like it too. I'd like to see some people even then send it to the middle to try and find themselves prime real estate. But anyway, let's get to it. Game number 1 here of G-Loot Season 6 as we head to Miramar to start things off. And eyes are in the skies for Northern Lights, and we'll probably see one of them climb up a mountain sometime soon.
I was just going to say, last time I checked, mortars have not yet been added on here. We heard Vatulins, I mean, during Super Week, we heard him complain that teams were starting to hunt him down on the mountaintops. And now, well, we'll see if he gets to sit on his own or if he will, in fact, get chased on down as Northern Lights start their looting phase. Everything looking pretty good at ending to start things off.
Oh, absolutely. We'll see how overall rotations are going to be for them. We have our circle first pop. That will be heading quite north. And actually, fully enough, looking at this circle here, Toby, there were a lot of these in our Super Weekend. So teams are going to be well versed on trying to get to it. But interestingly enough, Liquid is not. Okay, the logo's wrong. It's Sakura Sensen, and I was like, there's no way they're not in Picardo. That would be ridiculous.
A little bit of a little...
Even just through a window, it's really not going to make that much of an impact if they can react nicely.
This is something we don't see too often. Inside the circle phase 2. Inside the circle phase 2, taking a fight to Sakura Sensen. Sakura Sensen, we called them the mini NLT in previous tournaments. Their playstyle, again, very similar, but oftentimes not given the space they want when they then run into the servers where NLT are present themselves. But good fraggers on the team, no doubt about it. And right now, I mean, they know inside's the compound. They've been given full control, and I think they'd be wise to back off here.
Yeah, it might be a little bit difficult to really work against this at the moment. Not too many great lines of sight. We'll see Squeaky up on the top there. Ooh. Goes for a little spray. Really doesn't connect with much. That more wards Squeaky off from taking advantageous position against them if he was to get on the opposite side of that hill. But then again, maybe Sakura Sensen would have an off angle against that.
All they have to do is stall. Stall for the next 5 seconds because you want to see the next circle. They already have their cars parked ready to go. So where do we indeed go? Let's see where does this next circle take us. And the hard shift. Na'Vi prayed and they prayed a little bit more and they were not blessed with anything. This one is going to be so incredibly hard to go through. Because look at this. Do you go south through Semeltin? Don't think so. Do you go north in the open valley? How do you rotate into this, James?
I think Entropic is looking at the rotate through San Martin as their only choice, right? And actually, it's a great one considering DA is doing DA things. They're going deep into this circle now, having scouted it out from that path. With this provides far more options. Na'Vi going to go on to trade here against Ensto up on this northeast side. Nades will rain down from this. Both teams are going to have a hard time getting into the circle.
Yes.
So it's going for some frags for now.
Water treatment, not a place we usually see teams fight their way through. Na'Vi were here ready and waiting. Ents thought they had a clean rotation down the hill. Not quite the case. Uber knock already. Phenomenal performance in the previous tournament for him. Coming into this one, we'll see how he fares. Does have a knock on Tixu already. One more play from Ents down. Squeaky, Rostenma, all that's left to play.
As the fight continues on here, Paige actually knocking one of our Stardust members, and both of those teams actually took a rotation around the south past San Martin, and Tropic witnessed that and could not take the same rotation. So they're kind of stuck in a row for a little bit as this trades continue on. Nice angle from Rustamar, but Example will find Nookie straight away off the back of this. Rustamar, what can he do? I think he's going to go down here.
Yeah, no way around that one. Don't you think he's got time to get a band-aid off? Doesn't matter. Ali has the angle, finds the flush as well. I don't think, nope, Example falls down there too. So Casualty, please, because everyone else is going to be moving in this direction in just a moment. They'll get free real estate. In the meantime, Bystanders, not so much. Uber connects one, Herky in trouble. Keanu in the open, Yord, same position. They're in between two teams, and it's looking really, really bad.
Excited to see Uber playing here more. Goes for the spray through the smoke, but he is actually taken out from a distance by Xiong. Samty here doing big work against that. Uber was the MVP of the Ground Zero tournament that had just gone down. So what a way to kind of springboard yourself back in. Join Na'Vi, become the MVP of a tournament. Now here in G-Loot, excited to see what Na'Vi can do, despite not having the easiest entry point here in this game.
Na'Vi just being a nuisance to anyone trying to make their way into the circle. If there's a team you don't want to have backfilling behind you, that would be Na'Vi. Melman trying to find some cover to heal, but again, damage from blow, not making things any easier.
Nope, it's going to be easy pickings now. Sorry, Melman, I think you know it as well. He goes down, and then it will only be one more member remaining there, I think, overall for Na'Vi. But The moves are going to happen from Team Liquid as well to try and get away from this. Ali is just still taking pot shots from the blue, try and get as many kill points as possible.
Liquid tried to look kind of down the hillside outside the circle to take their focus that direction, but they're taking casualties because of it, and all of Liquid will fall as a result. They knew that they had to deal with the edge before they could wrap their way in themselves, but in doing so, they got in trouble. Alia admits defeat there as well. Navi out 14th.
I mean, considering their position, I feel like 6
players to make their way on in, but shots up being connected. Skate, full vision down in this direction. Fex tries to make the run and fall, but he's going to go down.
You mentioned it before, it's the king of the hill position here.
Yeah.
I mean, for some of these teams trying to even get onto this side, they're all going to be firing at one another, and then when they've all traded off against one another, then they're going to have Northern Lights to actually contend with. As Gustav with the Groza coming around the corner. For Stardust, it was a hard time. The whole team almost entirely was taken out by Heroic down towards that southwest side, now getting in. Stardust will go down in 12.
19 minutes in, half the server is dead already. It's been chaos right from the get-go. Gustav now trying to make a little bit more room for himself. Xiong still over the hilltop trying to keep the Dreams full Skate alive. But Blue is closing in, and unfortunately, they're all out in good nade. Coming forward, Gustav finds one more, 4 kills for Face as they take out Skate.
Very nice start. Lookerux will go down to Thendalos for him, trying to weed out Thendalos wherever they can. BBL only has 3 alive at the moment, make that 2. But as we have all of these fights going down, Polish Power could easily take advantage of this. They're sending nades their way. A third party likely.
This would be absolutely phenomenal for them. Get down, clear your edge, and then play forward in circle. If Polish Power can come up victorious off of this, that would be huge. BBL will be the first team to fall in Tropic 5 kills. They gotta hurry though, gotta get those reds up. Not gonna have Tabby able to find the first one. There comes the second, and this could not play out any better for Polish Power. Look at the South, full control.
Yeah. And a lot of edges to work with whilst this is going on as well.
He gets knocked, then they pick him up so he can't run away, and then they put him down again when he reconnects, and there you go, back in the game.
Yeah,
that is a good anti-DC strat for
Absolutely.
them.
I didn't realize it was a DC. I was like, okay, maybe he just shot him for some reason. I don't know why, but yeah.
Smart play.
You're right on the money with that. And Gustav in question mark, still going for the trades. The circle shifts down towards the south, favoring some of the Polish Power, etc. Gustav, still the machine that is Gustav.
As well, NLT notes that it's DA who has to push them.
Yeah, it's difficult for them for DA as well because they had a knock on the nade, which means that Northern Lights knows exactly the position they're pushing up this hill. Now they make it up to these buildings. How well will they be able to take this fight against them?
Heroic looking in this direction too, considering if they should go for it. Grunio, double nade, easy peasy. Creed out 7th place for them. Lou trying to hold the angle. There are multiple shotguns, may I add, in this building right now. The dangerous place to peek, but there comes Youth. Finds the first.
Actually, the shotgun shots, I was surprised came in that early because it kind of reveals that that's all occurring during all of that. But here, Perfectix looking for an angle through the window. Catches Metralius just on the cross against that window. Will he be able to get any more from it, though? DA is scrambling a little bit to find a position to continue the push-up.
And they get the circle, too, so this fight will go on at least for a little while longer. Nice flank around, indeed, Mert. Wanted to get a good off angle. There are lethal utilities on the sides of both players, and Perfectix goes, I know we have a compound fight right now, but let me just take out Face.
DA was shooting at them as well. It's like the enemy of my enemy is my friend in this scenario. Let's just try and deal with that for a moment. Shilla, though, onto the Tullins. That's a good start for him. Opening things up potentially here against Northern Lights. He actually has the sawn off.
I'm seeing mollies, I'm seeing nades. They have to be pushed. This is you gotta throw everything you have. If you get this compound, that's top 3 guaranteed.
All right, let's see what can happen here. Spiro still holding an angle. He is a shotgun king, but I don't think he has a shotgun to his name here for the moment. DA has done a great job of pushing up here and kind of slowing this down.
Again!
His last 5 kills or something like that have just been 2 nades.
Well, Polish Power, they barely made it through to the grand finals, and here they are. As we predicted, good chance they could start off with a bang, and they certainly have. 9 kills already, top 4 guaranteed, and a very good away to one of the most scary endgame teams that have just picked up an MK14.
Yeah.
I mean, you're essentially putting your faith in another team's hands.
Yeah. Whilst we normally think Polish Power will go balls to the wall effectively, this might be a time that's not the best to do so.
I still wanted, I really wanted them to try and peek on over at least. 3-1 split, have one guy play the contain on the east side. Here, they're committing half their forces to the south side and saying, we have to make sure that push doesn't come over the hillside.
I feel like I'm not casting. I feel like I'm just kind of talking about all the potential scenarios with a friend.
That is casting!
I don't know.
Especially when they're not doing anything. Here you go, though. Metralius, Molly up on forward. That is the art of theory crafting.
Well, the thing is that I'm an RTS guy, right? So I'm like, for me, the macro movements and everything that are the most exciting, and how all of these little things dynamic. But the fight does go down, and Northern Lights absolutely brings the thunder here to DA. And actually, that was much quicker and easier than I thought it was going to be for NLT.
They waited for the engage, but most importantly, when they did engage, they did so instantly and took them down fast enough that they could now reset. They are still inside what is this circle, and well, the first 10 seconds of the next one, T or DA in that compound could do anything to interfere. That was their time to fight one another, and now that they've essentially made it the three-way thing, any one team to get backstabbed, even though Heroic has the numbers, they could lose it.
Potentially. I think there's a few ways of looking at it. Because again, as we were theorizing, you know, they could all just be waiting for how that plays out. But Northern Lights now, as you say, it will be slow for a moment.
Either you isolate or you play it out really, really fast. Fake XP Solo goes down instantly. Second Pico, and that's exactly what you want to have happen. Page, the up-close threat, takes out both fast enough that they can reset now with the final 4v3 in their favor against Polish Power.
I'm coming back to what we said before. Heroic rarely loses situations when they're 4 alive at the end. Polish Power is going to have to pull out something big here, but Krunio's had great grenades throughout the tournament so far. I mean, throughout the tournament, throughout the game.
Throughout the one game of the tournament so far. Yeah. Well, we know the danger of the MK14. We also know of it up close, and now they have 2 of them. So, good luck, have fun, Polish Power. It's winnable. By all means, it's winnable. But the odds are stacked against you.
Very much so. I don't give Polish Power a huge opportunity here unless they get some wild miracle knocks. Here comes the push. Page Krunio starts things off with the Groza, but Page actually trades. Another trade comes in. Polish Power gets 2. Oh my god! Polish Power!
Heroic, not impatient, but aggressive when they had to be. The 1-2 punch over the hill. Perfect crossfire. Third